Hey guys, what is up? You'll be review this time for a Marvel film. Wait for it. Captain America: Civil War, the final installment in the Captain America trilogy, the newest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, the Russo brothers, written by Christopher Marcus and Steve McFeely, and it has a huge all-star cast. Those people being Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, Don Cheadle, Jeremy Renner, Chadwick Boseman, Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Rudd, Emily Van Camp, Tom Holland, Daniel Brew, Frank Grillo, William Hurt, Martin Freeman, Marissa Tomei, John Candy, John Slattery, Hope Davis. Wow, there's like a ton of people. If I was trying to go through the entire cast listed here, we'd be here all day. But I got most of them around. This is basically a sequel not only to Captain America: Winter Soldier, but also like to Avengers: Age of Ultron. This is all in response to the massive loads of collateral damage that was caused by the Avengers or by certain villains, or like even the Avengers in the previous film, such as the Avengers, Winter Soldier, and Age of Ultron. People are basically a little bit not really truly trusting of the heroes, basically because they're causing so much destruction. They are unfortunately causing some unfortunate innocence. Unfortunately costing the lives of innocents, and so the government decides to push for this thing called the Hero Registration Act. And when the heroes sign, and it's basically declared and when they sign it, the heroes can only take action when they're approved by the UN. However, there are people who are against this. One of them being Steve Rogers, Captain America, is against this. He does not believe in government. He's against government control and thinks that's only going to be more costly to human life. However, Tony Stark, after tons of thinking, after thinking about it a lot, he's all for it, thinking it will keep them in check, and if it does, it won't cost, and thinking it would be more beneficial to the lives of innocents. This unfortunately starts a rivalry between the two, and unfortunately there's a lot. The two ideologies clash. Massive rivalry ensues, and we have our movie. Yes, I was excited for this. I put this in the excited for category, my most anticipated films of 2016. And I mean, this was everything I want to see. It's a Marvel film. I love Marvel. I haven't seen every one of their films, but the ones I've seen I definitely liked. I have not disliked any of their films yet, thank God. And I just liked what they've done so far. I really do. Also, the Russo brothers are coming back. I love Winter Soldier. That was the first one they directed. It's one of my favorite MCU films today. I don't know if it is my favorite because I do love the Avengers and I do love Iron Man, but I don't know. It's pretty hard to choose. It still is. Also, yeah, I mean, the trailers were great. They didn't reveal much. I mean, they did reveal Spider-Man, but we already knew he was going to be in there, but we didn't know how much role he would play. However, the trailers were still pretty good. They didn't reveal too much, which is a thank God for me and for everyone else, because we need more trailers like that. Don't reveal too much. Give us what we want to see and leave it at that. Just basically tease us and don't give too much away. Give us what we want to know and leave everything else for the film. And also, there's just a stacked cast here. Marvel's been doing so good lately. And also, I mean, the Russo brothers are coming back, and knowing that they pushed the MCU to whole new heights with the Winter Soldier, I was so excited. And coming out of it, and also this was definitely going to be basically Marvel's Batman v Superman, and knowing that I was disappointed by that, and so were a lot of other people, I was hoping that this would make up for it. And what I think? They did. This is what Batman v Superman should have been. I thought it was okay, in case you want to know. I didn't hate it, I just thought, okay, 2.5 out of 5. This is what Batman v Superman should have been, without a doubt. It succeeds where Batman v Superman fails, and I'm not doing a comparison video here. I'll probably save that for another time. If you want to see it, put in the comment section below, because I'm still debating whether or not I should do that, because other people are already doing that, and I probably don't think I can really add anything. I think I'm basically just going to be stating a lot of other stuff that people have already said before, or just making it kind of boring. Basically the same redundant crap that we basically just be a lot of repetition of what you heard before in other comparison videos. So, let's get the positives out of the way. Yeah, the film, let's get out of the way. Its obvious special effects are good. That's undeniable. Iron Man looks fantastic. All the flight effects look really good. The green screen is very good. The Iron Man suit design look great. They look real. I know there's some practical effects used, but whenever they use CGI, it looks fantastic. Yeah, I mean, they just look very, very good. The CGI works very well, without a doubt. The action scenes are fantastic, without a doubt. There's good choreography. It definitely great choreography, and there were so many good scenes. I mean, the fight, but I mean, when Bucky tries escaping like a headquarters, escaping like a facility where he's held in to be interrogated. He is trying to escape. I mean, there's an awesome fight between him, Iron Man, and also in between Black Panther, and also a great chase when involving Bucky, Black Panther, and Steve Rogers. That was such a cool chase scene. Also, the opening action scene, which definitely helped really set up the main conflict very well, involving Captain America, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, and Crossbones was so cool. Crossbones can pack a hell of a punch, I'll tell you that. He's a cool henchman. Could be nice to have more screen time, but I liked him for what he did. He was pretty fun to watch. Man, he can really pack a hell of a punch. I liked him for what he had. They also that, of course, the airport fight. Who has not talked about it? One of the best action scenes ever in an MCU film. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, all these Avengers fight, all these superheroes on two sides fighting each other, and it's just so fun. It manages to be kind of, it's engaging. It has good choreography. It manages to be kind of creative in some ways. It's actually very funny. I laughed out loud several times during the fight, and also everyone there gets a moment to shine. I'll get back to that later. Also, there's a final fight between Captain America and Iron Man. It also involves Bucky, but then of course it comes down to just Captain America and Iron Man. It's okay, yeah. It's what the fight between Batman, Superman, and Dawn of Justice should have been. It actually not only was, I think, longer, but it also felt much more powerful and had an actual conclusion. Not Deus Ex Machina, an actual conclusion. And they ended on a very good note. There's no real happy ending. It's more, they go their own ways, and, we'll see where it goes from there on. Oh, did I spoil it? Oh, crap. Sorry if I spoiled that a little bit. The movie's been out for a while, though. Basically, it ends much more satisfyingly than if it was a happy ending. Nope. It ends on a much more stronger and poignant note, which I really liked. The costume design for everyone just looks great without a doubt. I mean, that's unsurprising. Also, they expand on some characters that were established in previous films. I just love Sebastian Stan. I love Sebastian Stan. I really do. As Bucky, they give him a lot more depth. Seriously, I love Bucky. He's one of my favorite characters now in the MCU. You see the more tragic side of him. He also shows I really like that more tragic side of him. You really see that his life is he's just miserable where he is now, and he just wants help. And Steve Rogers is a very caring friend. I like that. Also, he definitely has very good humorous moments too, like anyone else in the film. Everyone has good humorous moments. Yeah, I really liked how they expanded on Bucky. Also, I loved how they expanded on Vision and Scarlet Witch. Vision, it was pretty funny seeing Vision wearing human clothes. I thought that was kind of funny. But also, I kind of like how he's trying to adjust more human society, and he's still he still doesn't fully understand man as a species yet. Scarlet Witch, they do expand upon her. I think her accent's a little better than from the first movie, and I definitely think Elizabeth Olsen feels a lot more confident in the role now, which is awesome. Also, they do expand on the characters, such as the more tragic side of her involving, since of course she does play a big key, she unfortunately makes a mistake that does set the conflict in motion. And it was just an accident for her, but it's a very tragic accident. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen the opening scene. Yeah, they did well. Also, here's the thing I also liked about the conflict. It's actually pretty compelling, and you understand both sides. See, when I was going to the movie, I was Team Cap, because I'm not really for government control. You all know why. Anyways, I was, see the reason, but however, when I knew it was going to be a tough decision even before going to the movie, because here's the thing about this. I saw both the pros and cons to both sides, and they balanced out. One thing I loved about this movie, they showed both sides. It demonstrated both the strength and the weaknesses of both sides, and there's no bias. The filmmakers have no bias towards each side. It's all very, there's no black and white fallacy here. It's more of a gray area. When I told my mom about the premise, she thought, oh, who's good and who's bad? She was really not paying attention at all. There's no good and bad here. And that really confused her because I think she's all used to like, oh, it's usually like the usual formula with like, oh, it's a good guy, bad guy thing. Nope, not for me. Not here. And I really like that. I mean, it gets tiring seeing that same formula after a while. Not like it can't be fun. It's still not, I mean, it's still fun to see people to see that formula on display. But, you know, it gets tiring after a while. I definitely liked what they did here. I mean, wow, this is a conflict that I really liked. It's compelling, but also there's one thing involving both sides. I really understood both sides. And seriously, even I'm still kind of on Team Cap, but I found it pretty hard to actually choose a side during the movie. Really, it is hard. I saw both benefits to both sides. One thing I also love is that here's one thing. Every character in this movie, you understand their motives for choosing a side. Now I can see some little thing like, oh, what about Spider-Man? Well, Spider-Man's kind of more impressionable as a kid, and also he doesn't really have much. First off, he's not really part of the Avengers at this point, and also he doesn't really know much about the true conflict. I guess either that or he's really stayed out of it because unfortunately he doesn't play. He's not part of the Avengers Initiative, so it's not really much of his business, and he's kind of dragged into the conflict. And Tony's on Tony's side because the reason why he's on Tony's side is because, well, he only gets it from really Tony's perspective. So he only hears information that Tony gives him, which may not be entirely true. Basically, what he wants to hear. Basically, he gives Tony what he should know in order to get him on his side. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, but other than that, with all the other characters, you understand where they're coming from, and you understand why they're choosing which side. They're very good. They establish motivations very well. And the newcomers. Yes, I loved Black Panther and Spider-Man. Spider-Man's very quippy here, but he's still pretty nerdy. Tom Holland shows so much promise. Also, when you see his suit before the suit he actually has that he'll have from now on in the future, you know, before the airport scene, it's crap. It's absolute crap. It's pretty funny. Also, they do Spider-Man pretty well. He manages to both be geeky and quippy, and when he does quips, it's not overly annoying. He has pretty good comedic timing. It's just overall very good. I liked it. The comedy overall is well timed. It actually has a lot of humor, which I really liked. And hey, I found myself laughing out loud the most during the airport fight scene. Anyways, yeah, humor is very good without doubt. Anyways, like I mean, everyone has very good motivation. Black Panther, wow, Chadwick Boseman really stood out here. I have to say, wow, he nailed that accent very well. I have to give him credit for that. Also, I love that costume, the black vibranium metal, and also like his retractable claws. They were just so cool. It has its own. I mean, you could say like, oh, it's almost like a Batman ripoff. Even then, even if it was, it still has its own unique look to it. And I really liked it. I really did. The hand-to-hand combat was also pretty good as well. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, how could the hand-to-hand combat not be good? It's Marvel here. Also, I definitely like how it feels more like an espionage thriller than a superhero film. I have to give a lot of credit to that. The Russo brothers did make the Winter Soldiers have that same vibe going for it as well. So hey, cool to them. One thing I have to give major credit to is that they managed to balance so many characters, and they set up a lot. They managed to set up new ones without relying on like setting up their backstory or anything like that. Not doing flashbacks. Nope. They set them up. They set them up where they are now, and they gave you a motivation. They establish motivations. They just establish it. They do a very good job establishing both Black Panther and Spider-Man very well. Also, I have to say it was kind of funny seeing Tony hit on Aunt May. Because here's the thing, it's not creepy because Marissa Tomei and Robert Downey Jr. are both in their 50s. So whatever. And also, some people say, oh yeah, she's very young. Well, she looks very young, but she is in her 50s. And also, Aunt May. Not her, Peter's aunt, not grandma. Moving on. I don't care in all honesty. I don't know. I mean, let's talk about Tom Holland. So far he shows promise, but I can't really compare him to anyone else because he doesn't have his full film yet. So I'm gonna wait until Homecoming, which I'm actually looking forward to now because I'll tell you why later. Because he's had a small amount of screen time. He definitely does impress me for what he has on screen, but I'm gonna wait until his film Homecoming, I like this. I like the logo, by the way. I do like it. It adds its own unique flavor to it. I do like Sam Raimi Spider-Man logos. The Amazing Spider-Man stole from those, unfortunately. So it's nice to add something. It's nice having its own unique flavor. I like how the title logo has its own unique flavor, but that's besides the point. So far, I'll wait till his next film to really do some comparisons, if I can come to a conclusion, because I may just be stuck for all I know. So far, Maguire is still my favorite. Also, it's also much more believable that he can have web shooters like this because he's a dumpster diver, so I like that part too. It's much more believable. Also, I have to say, seriously, when it comes to his quips, he wasn't annoying. He was actually funny. I have to give him credit for that. It's also some good. I also have to say the drama is pretty good as well. Actually, some pretty good tension at points. I don't know if it's really as intense as, say, I don't know, like Winter Soldier, because I mean the fights between Bucky and Cap were felt pretty personal, and they were like, it was just really very emotional seeing two friends fighting each other. One of them gone, and I mean, like, you know, his memory's gone. It's just sad. There's a lot of good spectacle as well. It's all very well done, without a doubt. And, I mean, it has a very good story and some very good themes involving, you know, justice and friendship, I guess. It did so much right. I really have to be amazed. I'm really amazed by this. I really have to. I really am amazed by it. I mean, they have such a great conflict, handled so well, and they used the runtime very well. It's just, wow. It's everything I want it to be. What are the weaknesses? Maybe the villain. Daniel Bruhl is good as Zemo, but I have to say he's kind of behind the scenes, and he does kind of lack personality. I have to say, there's any comparison between this and Winter Soldier for the best Captain America movie, I have to say I did like the villains better. First off, I just loved Bucky because it was mostly because, you know, he's a cold assassin trained to kill, and just seeing him fight Captain America was pretty intense. Also, Robert Redford had much more charisma. Bruhl is more subdued. He does have a solid motivation. I can get behind him. He's not particularly a bad villain. He's just not as strong as he could have been. Crossbones is kind of also underused, but you know, he's not the main antagonist. I did like him for what he had. Maybe he could have had more, but you know, I did like him. He's a pretty good henchman. I did like the combat. He had a pretty cool suit, and the combat was pretty good. What else? Oh yeah, involving the positives. Yeah, the cast is great, without a doubt. Robert Downey Jr. is great as Iron Man, without a doubt. There's also a de-aging effect they use to make Robert Downey Jr. appear younger, like involving like a flashback device, like flashback they use, and it doesn't look bad. It looks fine. I mean, it's not. It didn't really blow me away as much as it did in Ant-Man with Michael Douglas, which I was really amazed that they did that. It's still fine here, just not. But you know, you get the idea. It's still good, but you know, it doesn't have that same effect as Ant-Man did, unfortunately. What else? Yeah, oh yeah, involving the cast. I have to say they also give more. I swear to God, I think Ant-Man shined here more than his own solo film, and he had less screen time. How do you do that? They did manage to do something with Ant-Man that we didn't see in his solo film as well. And Paul Rudd's just great. I love Paul Rudd. He was perfect casting. First off, he's really funny. He has so many good lines, and I did like him in the combat. Overall, I just really liked him, and he really got time to shine. Everyone got time to shine during that airport fight sequence. He was great. Jerry Renner was pretty good. I mean, if there's any time where I thought he was best, where they really expand on his character, it was definitely in Age of Ultron because, first off, some of the plot took place at his house, so that's not surprising. I just really liked wow, it was just cool. I liked Paul Bettany as Vision. I really did like him a lot. Some other new cast members. I mean, Anthony Mackie is, of course, cool as Falcon. I like how they're expanding on some of these new characters and setting up a lot of possibilities. Chadwick Boseman, of course, is great. Tom Holland is great. Everyone's great, without a doubt. I really can't deny that. And I mean, wow, this is a conflict they pulled off so well. This is a fantastic start to Phase 3, And knowing how they can handle so many, and knowing the fact how they can handle so many characters here, the Russos, I really am truly confident. They're obviously capable of handling of Infinity War Part 1 and 2. They obviously are retitling them, but that's what they are for now. Yeah, wish you all the best, guys. You guys, wow, you guys did it. I swear, when it comes to these standalone films that they're doing, it's, to be honest, the ones I've seen to have really improved or just get better in some way is Captain America. I love Iron Man. Iron Man 2 I enjoyed. Iron Man 3 I liked, but still wasn't particularly great, unfortunately. I haven't seen the Thor movies, so I can't comment on those, unfortunately. What else? Avengers was, I loved it. Who didn't love the Avengers? Avengers 2 I really liked, but just still wasn't as great as the first one. It feels like some of these sequels just can't live up to the original, but these ones manage to improve where the original fails. Like the first Captain America I do like, but it did have some weaknesses. The villain, unfortunately, it did have some unfortunate weaknesses. But Captain America, the Winter Soldier, managed to improve in improve greatly many aspects. Captain America: Civil War does may have some things that it may fail in some ways compared to the Winter Soldier, but it's kind of more minor. But they really managed to improve here. It ends on such a strong note, this trilogy. Holy crap, I freaking love the Captain America trilogy. Thank you, Russo brothers. You guys ended on, with Winter Soldier, you really proved that you really improved upon the flaws of the first Avenger, and Captain America: Civil War, you built upon that success, and you knocked it out of the park. This is such a strong note to end on. I'll tell you one thing: these Marvel films, I feel like they're bringing out the best in their crew members. I mean, I also have been seeing this interesting trend here, like not only with Marvel, but I think with some other films. Like, I feel like these studios are now allowing these up and coming filmmakers to tackle on these bigger projects. I mean, we're getting Ryan Coogler for like co-writing and directing Black Panther, the solo film. Huh. Wow. Also, Marvel's thinking of like getting this one independent filmmaker, Elizabeth Wood, to direct the Captain Marvel film, which is pretty cool as well. James Gunn had been making films for a while, but he never really was big in the industry. I mean, he did write the Dawn of the Dead remake, but he never really was exactly big. However, with Guardians of the Galaxy, he became bigger than ever. Peyton Reed had some varying degrees of success, I guess. However, this was his biggest success, probably critically. Yeah, Ant-Man was probably his biggest success critically, and he's doing Ant-Man and the Wasp. Really hope the best for that. And wow, I mean, I feel like this is just bringing out the best in their film and these creative people involved. Not only the directors, but also the writers. I mean, Christopher Mark and Stephen McFeely really got to shine as writers with Winter Soldier and Civil War. Joss Whedon really got to shine with Avengers, both writing and directing it, and James Gunn as well. You get the idea. I feel like it's really showcasing the best of the talents they have involved, and all these new talents coming in. It's just awesome. And now they're getting new talents involved, like the writers of Vacation, writing the Spider-Man film, and knowing the fact that it's not gonna be like a raunch fest. Hopefully, I hope the best. And also the new filmmaker like John Watts coming in. I haven't seen Cop Car. Maybe I will get a chance. But knowing the fact he's an independent filmmaker getting a chance to do a big project, that's just awesome. I mean, I really hope this trend goes on forever. I mean, this is just cool to see independent small filmmakers really get a chance to make some big projects and really get to showcase their talents to a bigger mainstream audience. It's just awesome. Everyone involved with this film, thank you. You pulled off something difficult, and you deserve so much admiration for it. This is one of my favorite films of the year, people. One of the best comic book films in recent memory. One of the best MCU films to date. I still haven't picked a favorite yet, but my God, thank you, everyone. You guys are awesome. I know it has some flaws, but I'm going to give Captain America: Civil War a 5 out of 5. Congratulations, guys. You did it. You managed to do what Batman Superman didn't fail to do, and I can't say anything more other than thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyways, guys, my review for Captain America Civil War. Comment below. What did you think about it? What is your favorite MCU film today? Is this your favorite film, the Captain America trilogy? I don't know. I'm still between this and the Winter Soldier. I need to watch the Winter Soldier again. And how would you compare to me, Superman? You guys know how I feel. And do you want to see a comparison video? And do you think like, you know, all these smaller filmmakers getting a chance to make these bigger projects is an actual are you getting also catching on to like this possible trend involving these smaller filmmakers getting on to make these bigger projects? And do you hope this will be do you hope this thing will be a thing forever in the industry? I hope it is, because I mean that'd just be awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Scratch off more videos.
Alright guys, I'm back to add some additional notes because unfortunately I forget things all the time. And yeah, I just... Yeah, you know me, people. One thing I have to really give credit to how I think the main reason why they're able to why the Russos were able to balance all these other characters is because they never really took any detours to set up Marvel films like Age of Ultron, which I think was like really done by the studio. I mean, I really like Age of Ultron, but we won't deny it was cluttered and also wasn't that very well balanced, especially with the characters. And also they did take some unfortunate detours to set up other Marvel films, such as Thor Ragnarok. Great. Anyways, I have to give Leo credit to that. They were able to balance. Another reason why I'm excited for Infinity War and how the Russo brothers are capable of it, because they have a huge part to play in Phase 3, is because they were able to balance out a lot of these Avengers very well. You can see it's like Avengers 2.5, but whatever, I don't really care. I mean, so damn good. And most film is centered around Captain America, so I have to give credit to that. I know some people may say like, oh, like other stuff I'm referring to, maybe like be like, oh, Tony's kind of hypocritical. Well, even if that is the case, I can still understand why, because of course, you know, like a family of because of, you know, like that person telling him, like, you know, like the mother telling, like the grieving mother telling about like his son dying in Slovakia, I think is how you pronounce it, comment below. You get the idea. I know it's kind of a spoiler, but that is kind of one of the reasons why he turns over. That's why he kind of supports the Hero Registration Act. I really do like how they managed to like add something more. It kind of feels more grounded in reality, kind of like how like Winter Soldier did that as well. I have to give a lot of credit to these Russo brothers. They really add a unique espionage flair to it. I started watching those Bourne films, by the way. Oh, and yeah, I forgot to mention about the camera work. It can be a little shaky at first. It's sometimes shaky during like the hand-to-hand combat sometimes. But even then, I can still tell what's going on. It was still fun to watch the combat. It's not incompetent. It's still good. I don't know if it's... I don't know. I haven't really seen really like the Bourne films, so the Bourne Supremacy or Ultimatum, so I can't really say how it compares to like, you know, how Paul Greengrass can handle shaky cam action or anyone else who can do that. So... yeah, so far they do it pretty well. Okay, that's all I need to say. Oh yeah, I do like the Spider-Man suit. It's kind of cool seeing the eyes actually make expressions like in the comics. I don't know if it's necessary, but that's a kind of nice touch. I don't mind that. Just so yeah, I mean, yeah. What else? I don't know, like all like Falcon's drone and the joke he makes at the beginning, like telling like, you know, trying to get Black Widow to call it like its name because has an actual name was kind of funny. Nothing more. All right, guys, now I'm done.